tell me what Mommy did?
She was naked.
Why?
Because she was intending to do skinny diving.
So Mommy got naked in the middle of the Peruvian jungle by the waterfall.
Yes.
Welcome back to Hourless Life. If you are just joining us, we're Eric and Brittany Highland, and along with our 6-year-old son Caspian, we're attempting to drive around the world in our home, a 2021 Jeep Gladiator we call Dauntless. Our goal with our YouTube channel is to give you a first-person point of view and show you what a real global overlanding journey is like. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to take you around the world with us. In our last video, we took you with us to the most remote border crossing we've ever attempted. Tensions got heated a bit as we had to navigate some high altitude off-road areas while the weather deteriorated all around us, forcing us to air down our tires and hope for the best as we made our way to the border. So if you missed that video, we'll link it here for you. And now we're finally entering Peru and getting our first look at the South American country. In this video, we'll take you deep into the central northwestern part of the country. Eventually on this drive, we'll end up in a city called Chachapoyas, which we just can't wait to show you. Along the way, you are in for a wild ride with us. We'll be taking you to some of the most off the beaten path type places that most people would never normally get to see, like a hike out to a waterfall that is so stunning, it's just hard to put into words. But Caspian does his best. Then, we'll take you into Chachapoyas, Peru, a town that is known for its white buildings with wooden accents and a massive public market that was just incredible. So let's get started. We'll pick up right where we left off. We've just crossed the border from Ecuador to Peru, and now it's time to find the money changers so we can start exploring this next country on our global journey. So this is the bank. Actually, it's a restaurant. This is the restaurant right across the international bridge where you change money. But we're getting the sol. We're getting an exchange rate of 3.6. It's supposed to be 3.68 to the dollar is the official. They got to make a little cut, which is fine. She offered 3.55. I bartered for 3.60. She agreed, so we're changing some money here, and then we'll be on the road. We can't drag Caspian away from the cat, but we are heading to Dauntless, and we're going to get started on this journey.
Mommy, let the cat be on my lap. With Peru!
Driving in Peru for the very, very first time.
That's our destination, San Ignacio.
So it's 47 kilometers, but Google Maps is telling me it's an hour and 14 minutes. How far is 47 kilometers?
You're making me do the math right on the spot.
Yeah.
It's 30 miles.
So an hour and 14 minutes to go 30 miles.
It's pretty typical, right?
I mean, typical for what we've been used to, but not for what our YouTube viewers are used to.
That is correct.
Peruvian road cows, Caspian. We are in Peru.
You did it, sweetie.
We did it. Team effort.
Mommy, which is the city we're supposed to have lunch in?
San Ignacio is our destination for the day. Look at that huge boulder on the left that's come down
Where?
right here.
East. This is what I would call slow. How many more cities from here is it to the one we're in?
It's only 42 minutes from here, but you know how that goes, Caspian. That's according to Google Maps.
Daddy, you said the old name. It's not Google Maps anymore.
What is it called now?
Google Traps.
There's a little kid hanging out beside looking at us. Cutie.
Oh, and there's another kid in
Really into their moto taxis here.
We are pulling into the town of San Ignacio. We are still on the outskirts, but we are going to stay just somewhere outside of this town. That's our plan.
It's right here, so you can turn left.
Your destination is on the left.
Our first stop in Peru after the border. We've driven to San Ignacio. We're going to try to have lunch here. Seems to be a pretty popular place. People are already heading up.
Mommy had a grasshopper in her hair, then it got onto her, then I took it and put it on her vehicle. It's the grasshopper's own vehicle.
This is Chicha Morada. Oh, that's interesting. It's a special purple corn drink, and it's boiled with some pineapple and cinnamon and cloves.
It reminds me of Jamaica.
You got a grasshopper friend.
Say cheese.
So hungry, I'm ready to dig in.
That is the plate of chicharron. The steak is still coming. And then we need to head to camp. That was a good lunch. Now we are driving through the town of San Ignacio, kind of on the outskirts, to our camping area, which is at an adventure park parking lot.
Yep, it's just on my Overlander, and it looks like there's a little place where we can tuck away. I liked it because it was out of the city. Alright, so this is just gonna climb up for a while.
This is quite a ways back here. It was about 13 minutes from the main road. We've still got 8 minutes left. And it's one of those roads where you hope nobody's coming in your direction.
Hey babe, so it said if you're unsure of where the clearing is, there's a man statue with a very prominent part sticking out.
Did you see that?
No. We need to go down there because it's off the road.
Yep.
And it's not sand.
Okay.
And it's not by a cliff. Tucking away into the back corner would be best. If you like pull up, like you can back in on the other side of that pine tree.
It's not actually ideal in that there's like a ton of these like gnats and stuff flying around. They're not biting, but they're just everywhere, all up in your face. What a day. It's hot in the tent. We're exhausted. I'm already in the tent. I don't think I'm leaving this tent until tomorrow morning. I'm gonna rest and see what's next here in Peru. Day 2 in Peru. We just packed up camp. We need to get our phones figured out. I think we want to use a company called Movie Star. So Brittany found a Movie Star and she says it's only 59 miles away. And then she said, but we won't get there today. I'm like, what do you mean we won't get there today? It's like 4 hours.
4 hours to go 59 miles.
So now we're trying to figure out where to camp. We'll get back to you. We're looking stuff up right here.
You'll know when we know.
So the plan is to keep our eyes open for a chicken place,
Yes.
look for a fruteria, do a little bit of shopping, and then drive through Jaén because we don't want to stop in Jaén.
Right.
Then we're going to go to a campsite that the last person who reviewed it said it was closed.
Right.
That's the plan. You heard it here first. Gracias, gato.
Gracias.
Did you say gracias, gato?
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Cat?
Yep, everybody calls him gato.
This is high up.
Ah, son, this is nothing.
What?
This is nothing compared to where we're going.
What do you mean?
We are going over some mountains for basically the next 2 years. One of the things they tell you when you're driving through the mountainous regions of Peru is to fill up your tank as often as possible. Never let it go below half a tank. The reason for that is there's these massive swaths of land where there's no fuel. Even though we have half a tank of fuel and some in our reserve tank, I am going to top off.
I wouldn't mind a fruit stand. It's a lot of motorcycles. It's interesting. It seems more like Colombia in that way, right? Where more people have motorcycles than cars. In Ecuador, there were hardly any motorcycles.
Yeah, go this way. It's faster, she said.
I think it really is faster, especially when you have a Jeep. 5N is right there, baby.
That was 5N right in front of us.
Whatever you want to do, baby. Good thing Daddy's already aired down.
Google Maps just switched as soon as I made that turn and said, oh yeah, you can go this way. Never trust Google Maps because it's called
Google Traps.
We stopped at a roadside fruit stand. Find a grocery store, but this is pretty good. While Brittany's packing up the food that she just bought, I'll give you a quick tour of our cockpit. This is called the Skyroam. It's a puck that works in like over 160 countries. It might even be a lot more than that. This is our Garmin InReach Explorer Plus. It's the most valuable piece of kit that we carry as far as our safety and security. I told Brittany if we ever have to abandon Dauntless for any reason, grab that. This is our Osmo Pocket. If you've seen that look in our videos before, it's coming off that camera. Other than that, we keep it really simple. This is our 67 Designs mount where my phone usually sits. It's a magnetic mount, and that's it. There's really nothing else up here except for my bracelets. Each one of these bracelets represents a different country, all the way from Mexico to Colombia, because I'm still wearing my Ecuadorian one and I gotta get a Peru one. We understand Jaén to be a very dirty, dusty town that has not got the best reputation for security. We don't plan to really hang out there. Brittany wants to camp just outside of that town. Brittany and Caspian have been talking about the fact that Peru's huge. And as a result of how huge it is, that we're going to have much, much longer driving days. Plus, the northern part of Peru is very mountainous, and so the driving is very slow. So not only is it a huge country, but you're not moving very quickly.
Maybe 2 lunches a day?
2 lunches a day, so have some more food to eat?
Yes.
Okay. I think you're right, son, that if we don't have hungry tummies, that it'll be easier to do longer drives. So we've been brainstorming about how to make our longer drives more pleasant.
If all the roads in Peru were like this one, Peru would be totally chill. Remember I said that, because you're going to see some roads coming up that you're going to be like, oh, heck no.
Plans are continuing to unfold. We have decided to change our camping spot for the night. We're going to push past JN. We have our eyes set on a gas station, which some of our friends have said it was their best gas station camping experience yet, which is really high praise. We just want to put on some miles today because the road hasn't been twisty. It's been a better road today, so it seems like a good day to drive longer.
We're about to have our first driving experience through a larger city here in Peru, so we'll see how this goes. This is the town of Jaén, spelled J-A-E-N.
It's really not that bad though. I don't know why everybody had so many negative things to say about it. Everybody's honking though.
Everybody
That's funny.
honks. And I've heard that about Peru. Honking is like a rite of passage here. Like you just have to, and nobody cares.
Here we go.
It's not even green yet, and everybody's going. It's just like a massive free-for-all.
Yeah. Good practice for India. Look at this. This is incredible.
I know. Everybody's just honking. It's like, go, go, go.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 6 abreast. Just everyone jostling for a space. Nobody cares.
No.
It's just like, I'm gonna go. Everything's gonna be fine.
Well, and somebody told me, like, whoever has the biggest vehicle usually has the right of way.
Well, that works in our favor. Maybe don't confuse everything. You're getting into this way too much.
But the honking?
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
Is this the mean city?
Yeah, purportedly.
What's purported?
That's what some people say.
Well, I don't think it's dirty or dusty or there's any people.
We have made it through the town of Jaén. It is hot here. It's 90 degrees and we're at 3,000 feet of elevation right now. Brittany was saying that she hopes we are climbing towards this gas station. I have no idea.
Vegetables. Nobody has vegetables.
Brittany's obsessed with fruits and vegetables. Every time she sees a stand, she's like, pull over, pull over, pull over.
It's okay. We don't need to stop.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay.
Don't believe it.
There aren't as many cars and trucks on the road, but the ones that are here are nice vehicles. There's a lot of Toyotas. I saw an almost new Mitsubishi. You have to be a certain class to afford fuel, and I guess if you can afford fuel, then you can afford a Toyota.
There's another Toyota, and that truck up there is really nice too.
With 2 dirt bikes in the back.
Yeah.
Alright, it's really hot.
95 degrees.
And it's still mid-afternoon, but we're ready to stop driving. So we're gonna go a little bit farther, like 20 minutes farther, 25 minutes.
Brittany keeps adding a little bit.
To a town called Bagua, where there's a hotel on Overlander that's like $20 for a room with AC. I think it would just be good for us, just kind of where we're at right now.
Brittany does not like heat at all, like not when it's super hot. So like don't go back and watch our El Salvador video. Just watch the opening 5 seconds and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And they carved this thing out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Took some dynamite.
Big truck. Big bridge.
24 de julio.
I think they're just saying that speed bump is new.
Baby, we're getting good at this already.
Nobody knows. The local guy just went around me and honked and said, hey, I'm coming behind you, and took off. So I was like, all right, I guess that means we're good. It's our first toll station in Peru. Let's see how much they're going to charge us to drive on their roads here. $8.70 sol. Buenos dias. I wonder if he's ever even seen a plate from Texas. he's serious about this.
Adelante.
No pago?
No, no, es libre.
Okay, gracias. That was weird. And he says, hold on. He kept going back and forth looking at the plate. He's typing it into a computer. And it said that I was supposed to pay $8.70 sol. I said, well, don't I pay you? And he goes, no, it's free. Go. So our first toll in Peru was free. Because Texas.
We don't really know why.
It was Texas. I think they're afraid of Texans. Peru, are you afraid of Texans? I'm just kidding. Has it hit you yet that we're in Peru?
I think so. I've been reflecting on it a lot today and just kind of like celebrating in my mind. It definitely feels like we're legitimately in South America now.
Because Colombia and Ecuador aren't legit?
I don't know, I'm just saying.
Brittany said Colombia and Ecuador are not legitimate South America.
I did not say that. There's 5 countries down the Pacific coast, and we're
halfway
in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Look at this road. This is like a Texas road. It's completely straight, and it totally reminds me of West Texas.
This guy right here, look at him. He just wants to get around this truck. And this is all road construction, but he's like, forget that. I'm going around this truck. This guy's doing it too. Just going whatever side of the cones you guys want. Be careful, because you never know. We've been driving right now 4 hours since we left our campsite. We've only gone 107 miles in 4 hours.
And the road is actually good. It's been a really good road.
Yeah, what we have ahead of us are not these kinds of roads. Do we even know what this town is called?
Agua Grande.
Agua Grande. We are looking for this little hotel.
There it is up on the left. You want to pull in there or no? Stay on the road.
I'm going to stay on the road.
Alright, I'll let you go in.
You got to give yourself permission to take care of yourself. You found it? All right, that's our room. They're taking us to the restaurant. Don't be embarrassed, brother, man. You taking us down there. Órale, gracias. What? Hold on in the middle, baby. It's quite the experience. My man got lost in his own town. I had to give him directions. So now I'm guiding the moto taxi. And this is our dinner spot tonight. Mickey's 94. They got Latino pop. They're getting all set up for the night. Brittany's excited.
We're the gringos studied at 5:30.
Whoa!
Are you ready? Are you ready? Wait!
He scored!
No, you're not getting one more. You're not getting one more. Ha!
Score!
This is my first pisco sour in Peru. They know how to make their famous drink in Peru. What a surprise. It's really good. We are leaving the hotel in Agua Grande.
They have switched to 220 down here in Peru, so we can't plug in any of our 110 stuff. We have a Phoenix 300, which has been a lifesaver for us right now. It's the only way we're able to charge anything, and right now it's charging in the back as we're driving, so it'll be charged back up. We need to buy a converter. Didn't think of that. For anybody considering doing something like this, make sure that when you get to Ecuador, you get a converter, because that's the last 110. You need to get a 220 converter when you head south, and we just didn't know that. Brittany got me a cutie little baby Coke Zero. These are hard to find here in Peru so far, and I live off them. This is like my coffee. And no, we're not sponsored by Coke.
Someday. The funniest thing that I saw was Van Camp's pork and beans. I actually took a picture of it because I just thought it was super random and hilarious that they had that.
Well, we are going to continue heading to, what is this place called?
Yumbilla Falls. It's one of the tallest waterfalls in the world.
All right, I'm going to get around this guy before he does something crazy.
Yo.
Continue on Carretera Fernando Belande Terry for 37 kilometers.
Man, that is like the biggest collection of police officers I've ever seen.
Must be having
Where are they, Daddy?
We just passed them.
Did you just read that?
I more just recognized. I didn't use the word.
Son,
yes.
that's reading, baby. That's how you read. Yeah. Anywhere else, this would be a crazy thing to read. So this is a restaurant on Overlander, and the review says, Restaurant with great food and cheap prices. It's possible to use the shower in the bathroom.
You look at those mountains and you just think we're going to be driving over and through them. Everybody that we've spoken to has said it's just white knuckle driving. It's the scariest thing I've ever done. It's like all of these comments, but they've all made it through, and so it's our turn. We are down in the bottom
Of the world.
it feels like, with all these mountains just towering over us. Situations like this can make it for really slow going. There's another semi truck all the way up top too. This guy's going around. I don't know that we'll both be able to get around this guy. I'm gonna try. Perfect music for this.
Yay, another one. Why are so many semi-trucks heading up here? This is some good music for this, isn't it, Mom?
Brittany just randomly asked me if she could borrow my hat for a few minutes, and I said, "What, my hat?" She goes, "Yes." And then she breaks out goldfish, and she dumps them into my hat and hands them to Caspian. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You're a good daddy." We're just going through this lush green and rocky valley. So stunning. This is the turn to Quispes, which is the hike that Brittany wants to do.
No, Quispes is the town. It's the last town before the waterfall.
And we might camp up here, Caspian.
How long is the hike?
It's like a mile in and a mile back.
I often mention asking a local. We kind of veered off on this road, and he's like, no, you don't go that way. Go back the other way. It's not a big deal. There's just a big dip over there that I'm trying to avoid. And I can't see out of my back camera because it's so muddy.
There's a rooster on your side, Caspian. A big one.
Where?
Right here.
I can't see it.
Oh, he just went in front of the Jeep. He's leading the way.
Of course, Google wants me to go up there.
Nice.
Why does Google want you to go up there?
Because Google's crazy. I'm impressed that they have paved streets on that part. Right as you're leaving Quispes, right as you're leaving Quispes, the town, there's a registration hut where you put your name and your information, and you pay 10 soles a person, which is what, $2.50 to hike the waterfall, which is good because it puts some money into the local economy here. This is a remote village.
It says we have arrived.
The trailhead was at the end of a narrow road where 2 moto taxis sat unoccupied. I quickly made lunch so we could make the most of the afternoon light on the trail. Leaving Eric to make camp and rest, Caspian and I took off. The 2.2-kilometer path to the fall is a mostly easy stroll through lush jungle, with a few moderate climbs. Along the way, we took advantage of a couple of miradors with huts or benches to take in the landscape. In an unintended act of genius, I'd bought a container of mini M&Ms a couple of days before. Caspian ended up rationing his M&Ms along the entire hike, which made his personal journey much more enjoyable. For the amateur, jungle birds and animals can be elusive, but we were fortunate to make 2 fascinating discoveries.
Caspian, be really quiet. Be really quiet. Do you see it?
One was the yellow-browed toucanet, an endangered bird that lives only in remote parts of the eastern side of the Andes in northern Peru. We also saw these fuzzy pink spheres. Thanks to our Instagram think tank, Michael from Wabi Sabi Overland suggested these were wool-sour gulls made by wasps. What? Believe it or not, this beautiful object is a wasp nursery. Building the suspense up to Yumbilla Waterfall, we got to see 2 smaller falls. Both were hidden in the trees along our trail.
So this is Cascada Medio Cerro. Wow.
But even small waterfalls can be beautiful, and this was definitely true about Cascada Medio Cerro and Cascada Cristal.
So this is Waterfall Cristal, the second waterfall on the path. I am totally in awe right now.
Just shy of 1.5 miles from our Jeep home, We laid eyes on the 5th tallest waterfall in the world.
The waterfall starts up there at the top. It comes down to this tier and then it continues down to the bottom.
Yumbilla Falls is made up of 2 tiers. Together, they cascade down a mountain slope for 2,938 feet. That's over half a mile of vertical drop. Having reached our destination, we were in no hurry to leave. We wanted to enjoy where we were. Caspian stripped down to his shorts and started climbing all over the rocks. He had so much fun exploring, hiding from me among the boulders, and pushing himself to go higher and higher.
So I decided to really enjoy the environment.
Out here, without anyone else around, we could both be free. This is the beauty of wild places. Standing at the base of its upper tier, I couldn't believe I was actually there, that I had driven there from another continent and would find my home back at the trailhead.
What a privilege to be here and to see this. So honored. I can't find the right screen. It is surprisingly difficult to catch water in a water bottle, but I think this looks really clean. I'm gonna drink it.
One of the moto taxis just left. It was a group here that was hiking. It's been nice just meeting people hanging out here by the cliffside. Still waiting for Caspian and Brittany to come back.
We are on the home stretch and it feels good.
We only have one more landmark.
There it is, the light at the end of the tunnel. Caspian's leaving me in the dust though.
My loves are back.
Hey.
How was it?
The short and long of it is, we head down there. We go through this dense jungle. We quickly turn. Eventually, we found un mirador. Y después caminos más, and we saw another mirador. We walked a lot, and then we found the first waterfall. Medio Cerro was the name. And then we saw another one. It was Waterfall Crystal, like Crystal Waterfall. And then we had to pick from 3 bridges. Something cool. We need to pick from 3 bridges. I picked the most dangerous. I picked the least dangerous. We hiked more to the last one, and it was huge. And there was another mirador. I even went to a cave out on the water. So I hopped across rocks to get to it, and I could see rapids through a tiny little hole. And then we came back.
Tell me what Mommy did.
She was naked.
Why?
Because she was intending to do skinny diving.
So Mommy got naked in the middle of the Peruvian jungle by the waterfall.
Yes.
It is time to add our Peru patch. Add it right up here. Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru are now matched with our North American patches up top. We took our time this morning, getting ready to leave. It's just been a really nice place. It was super cool and refreshing last night.
This has been one of my favorite camps ever.
We woke up to the birds singing.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany heard some bird that we had never heard before that was like going down in half steps.
It sung down in half steps.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So cool.
We're on our way now to Chachapoyas, and we'll see how this drive goes. Zona inestable, unstable zone, 100 meters.
What do they mean unstable though?
Guessing they mean rocks falling. Whoa.
What?
Look, it's an overhang.
That isn't unstable?
That's what they say.
Look at that, it's so cool.
And this is what you don't want on a road like this, is to be behind a big dirt truck.
Clear out these.
We're at 7,085 feet and still climbing towards Chachapoyas. People say really nice things about this town. Caspian, that is the biggest quesadilla I've ever seen. Let's put your hand on top of it so they can see how big it is. Oh my God. And I got some ribs, and Brittany's plate's coming right now. I just asked our restaurant host if it was okay to park here and leave it so we could walk around for a little bit. And he was like, dude, this is like one of the most chill cities in all of Peru. Nothing's gonna happen to your Jeep. Go ahead and leave it there. So we're parking here. We're gonna go walk around the town a little bit and go explore. All the buildings are white with the brown wood. There's an American flag. God bless America.
Daddy, the tamarindo here is in like plastic bag and you need to squeeze it and suck it.
Oh, like you did in El Salvador?
Yeah.
Wow.
At the beach, you need to do that.
Caspian, what are you doing?
The chip doesn't. It's not supposed to be coming.
Go home, little chick, go home.
Really, I have not been arrested. I'm just getting the fun. Every country we go into, we have to get a new chip. That's that little credit card looking thing down there. She's using like a burner phone to activate the chip.
It's my mind what we used to pay every single month for data. Our AT&T bill, it was like $250.
What are we paying here?
$11, including the SIM card for 25 gigs of high-speed internet.
This is the main plaza, Plaza Armas. And they've got a good-sized parking lot here that is secure with the door, and we are a block from the center of town. We're just kind of spending the day exploring. We've never been to the market here, but looking forward to seeing it.
Vegetable section, and I have been looking for vegetables in Peru and there have not been many, but I just found green beans, so my day is made.
And what do you think of this market?
It's beautiful and everyone's really sweet and helpful, even though I do silly things.
What did you do?
Well, a place I was trying to pick out bell peppers, but then they told me they were ají. So I almost got Caspian, like really hot peppers.
And it's just one aisle after another. I thought the other one was the main aisle. We just turned the corner and this is a whole different aisle. What an experience that was. We spent quite a few nights in Chachapoyas enjoying the town and the sights. When we left Chachapoyas, we headed along the river and eventually made our way high into the Andes Mountains. We stopped at a freaky museum in a town called Lemebamba, and then we did the unthinkable. We decided to take Peru Highway 8B, considered to be one of the most dangerous roads in the entire world. This is pure white-knuckle driving. The road is only one lane, but it's a two-way road through the mountains of Peru with incredible views, steep drop-offs, endless hairpin turns, and switchbacks. This would end up being by far the most challenging road we've ever driven on our entire journey so far. We're going to take you with us on this insane drive in our next video. So this is your reminder to subscribe right now to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to go behind the scenes with us and get all the raw, unfiltered stuff, hit us up on Patreon where we go in depth with our community and answer any and all questions along the way. The link for our Patreon is in the description of this video. We'd love to have you there. We hope you enjoyed this episode of our journey around the world. Stay tuned for the outtakes, and until next time, we will see you in the next video.